man. Everybody needs to hear the song. It's a shame they can't hear it.
Oh, man. Well,
it's such a great song. It's so inspiring.
Well, we can make it happen for them. You want to hear it today, we can make it happen for them.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Steele Movin. I am your girl, Audrey Steele, and I am with my boy, Maurice. He's in the building.
Truth Teller Mo is in the building. What's good with you, y'all? What's good? Good to see y'all today, man. The Lord is good. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Lord. We ain't having that blasphemy today. Can you take that reverb out? That's kind of echoing a little bit. Anyway, today is November 8th. It is vote day. I'm hoping and I'm praying that you guys got out there and got your vote on. Mm-hmm. I am so proud to be a woman that has the right to vote.
Oh.
My, from whence we've come.
Ben had that vote.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Hang on a second, guys. Got a little technical difficulty here.
That ain't technical.
Stop, Maurice. See, you can't do nothing with this joker here. I can't fool with him. Anyway, I hope everybody got out and voted today. It's such a good day to be an American.
Yes, yes.
In a country where we have the right to vote. So many people didn't have the right, not only in our country, but in other countries abroad. So we are blessed to have the opportunity to decide who we want to be our leader of this great country.
Leader of the
not
free
so
world.
Great country,
Leader
whatever.
of the free world.
America has disappointed me. This whole presidential race has disappointed me.
But why is that?
I'm disappointed because of what I've seen happen in the process of that a clown like Donald Trump could be even considered to be our president. That's my personal view. It's my show. I can say that. Hello, somebody.
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you got to realize this too. That same clown you're talking about, that same clown now, is making billions.
He is.
So, whatever clown he
they
is,
his billions,
that's the kind of clown I don't mind being. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't mind being that kind of clown if I'm making billions. You feel what I'm saying?
So holler at me out there.
And then how many other folks that's clowning running for president of the United States? That's clowning now. Running for the president of the United States. Highest office in the land. I don't mind being that kind of clown.
Wow.
Woo!
You
I
heard
don't mind
from
being
Maurice.
that kind of clown. Hey, that's right.
How many of you guys out there exercise your right today to vote? Let me hear from you. If you voted today, say, I voted. But we're going to move on. We want to talk about briefly from whence we've come from. We've come a long way. There are people that died for the right to vote, especially black people. There were white people that lost their lives too as a result of trying to fight with us.
Really?
To make sure we had the right to vote. So I'm hoping that you guys did get out and exercise your right to vote today.
I'm sure they did. There was a lot of folks out there this morning. I was out there on the scene real early this morning. And they were, surprisingly enough, there were some African American folks out there at 6:20 this morning. I was very shocked.
They were making it happen.
I was very pleased to see it. I had to witness it myself. I really did, so that I can come and be a truth teller to say your folks sure enough went out there this morning. They went out there early this morning and got it in. That's something?
You voted.
Oh yeah, I did the early voting.
I did.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and wait in no lines 2-3 hours. Now that's out.
I ain't about to do that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if that had been me and I'd have went out there this morning and had to vote and I had to wait 2 hours, guess what? You wouldn't have counted my vote. I'd have been gone. No, I would have been gone. When I'd seen that line and they'd have been talking about 2-3 hours, no.
Yeah, I know some people that waited Saturday for 3 hours.
I voted. It took me 12 minutes. 12 minutes to get up in the line. That was it.
That's awesome.
And I saw them lines around the corner today.
I waited a couple hours myself, about 2.5 hours to vote.
I wouldn't have done it.
On Friday. I waited till Friday and it was a mess.
Oh, you did?
It was a mess, yes. We got it done. We got it in.
Oh, yeah.
Your girl voted. I exercise my right every year. We are still a country that's divided, very much divided.
Yeah, we should be. We should be divided.
We still have a lot of issues going on in this country.
Yes.
And,
that's why it's important to vote.
It's very important to vote. If you don't vote, shut up. I'm just going to say it just like that. If you don't exercise your right to vote, you don't have an opinion. Just be quiet and ride it out.
But you know what's interesting? Even though you voted, and it doesn't matter who the presidency is, you're going to realize and see that, the issues that you're fighting for and that you voted for, they're still not going to be addressed. You know what I mean? You're going to see that, and just like you've seen over the last 8 years,
True.
you know, when they thought, you know, President Barack Obama was going to address all of the...
He tried. He did a really good job of trying to do everything that he said he wanted to do.
Well, yeah, and he did the same thing as any other president.
When you got a Republican House,
it's a status quo.
The Senate has the strong arm.
That's right.
It's very difficult to get those things passed and stuff.
And that's right.
So, but we're going to get right into our subject.
What's that?
We want to talk about outside kids. You know, a lot of us are products of illegitimacy, parents who had affairs, or parents who never got married. They just had a bunch of kids.
Wait a minute.
The daddies got kids over here, over there, over here, over there.
What?
Some of us are products of that.
Are you saying that there are a lot of people out there who he out of wedlock?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yes.
Out of wedlock?
Out of wedlock. A lot of people's parents.
They ain't doing it God's way?
Didn't get married.
Wow.
This is not a Christian subject. This ain't about.
But I'm just saying, they ain't do it, you know.
A lot of people out there still having kids, and you're not married, and your baby's father got other kids. So we're going to talk about, you know, whose responsibility is it for these kids to meet? I mean, do you want your children to know each other? Would you like the siblings to know each other? I mean, that's a serious subject right there.
Why?
Because I think it's important for all siblings to know each other.
Why is that though?
We don't want them to grow up and go together.
Why?
And reproduce.
Okay, so is that the reason?
That's that's a very important reason for me. Also, I think it's important to know your family. Who don't want to know their kids? I mean, you know, I can just give you a brief story, really quick. There's a man. He had a wife. He had kids, but he had a child before he married his wife. He had more children inside the family, inside the marriage, and the wife did not want the children in the household to know the outside child.
Right.
And so because the mother didn't want the kids to know the outside child, the father was having issues with that, back and forth with the child's mother. The mother ended up moving outside of the state, and the father lost contact with that child forever.
Right.
And now, then when the kids became adults and he told them about it, we don't even know whatever came of that situation.
Right. Well,
those children never got to know their sibling. And it's not fair. It's not fair to the kids. It's not fair to the father. And my thing is, you know, men, you need to put your foot down. You need to man up, put your foot down. I understand keeping things in order in your house, and you know, it's one of those things. It's a sticky situation because people do what they have to do to keep peace in their homes. I get that part, but there should be some sort of persuasion and some sort of authority laid down in the house where fathers should man up and demand that the relationship be open with that child. You know, we talked yesterday about the men, it being a man's world and whatever. You know, I mean,
look, Ms. Aldridge, look here. Let me go ahead and tell you something. I don't know why you keep thinking this. I just don't get it. What? I don't understand why in some instances you look for people to be mature.
I do.
You look for them to be mature. You look for men to be mature. You look for them to be respectful at all given minutes, don't you? You always look for that.
I look for women to be that too.
Right, but I'm just saying, you always look for that, and then you come right behind it and say, okay, you can't be respectful in some ways, but then all of a sudden you want them to be respectful in other ways. So the children, you really want them to be mature in, don't you? You really want that, don't you? Okay, number one, you know, if I had kids out of wedlock, I can understand perfectly why it is that somebody wouldn't want their children meeting the other folks. Well, number one, they're going to find out that, you know, these kids are outside of wedlock. I cheated on your mama.
Okay, but what if that's not the case? What if they're all just happen by? What if it's a young man who just sold his wild oats and got a bunch of kids, and the siblings just don't know each other.
Well, and
what
see,
if it's a case like that?
And that's just it as well. So, if I didn't start it from the start, if I didn't start it and say, hey, you know what, if I didn't let them know that off the gate, I don't want them to know it now that they're coming up, because it's going to let them know, number one, that, I kept them away from them children. I did keep them away. That's how majority of the guys feel.
But why wouldn't you want your kids to know each other growing up as children from toddlers,
morals.
From infants?
Because of the morals.
There was no moral.
It's the morals and the society and how people say that you should be. Okay, number one, if I'm out here ain't practicing safe sex, and I've got all of these different kids that are out here doing all of these kind of things, right? If I got all these, if I'm out here doing all these kind of things, I very well cannot ask for my children to be better than me, because shoot, I've done all of these different things. I'm out here and I'm creating all these kids, and then I want to turn around and have them meet all of my other kids, some additional kids. I mean, I have to do that. Good gracious.
Yes.
Wow.
These are your children. These are your seed. If you're a father, if you're a mother, and you got kids out there, I believe that children ought to know each other. It's only right.
Right.
And sometimes what gets me is these insecure women. Why would you be insecure about your children knowing their siblings? Where's the insecurity kick in at?
Well, the insecurity kicks in because, one, if you have to introduce those kids, they now then have to interact with their mom, or they have to interact with their dad. And so the fact of the matter is they're no longer together anymore. And if I got to introduce the kids, look, if you're my baby mama and I don't like the way you raise your kids, you see what I'm saying? If I don't like the way you raise our kids, I very well don't want to introduce my other children to you.
That's just foolish.
No, what's foolish is the fact that you think, now I'm going to take my kids around this woman who I don't agree with how she's raising. That would be foolish.
No, it's not about the woman. It's about the children.
No, exactly. It is about the children. I agree with that 100%.
It's not fair to the kids. Children ought to be able to know their siblings.
Except for one thing. If the siblings are good, okay, great. But if their parents are not good for my kids to be around,
what if that's not the case, though?
What
if that's not the issue? What if it's not about bad parenting or anything like that? What if it's just a matter of... Well,
that don't make sense then. It don't make sense. There are reasons why.
What if it's just a matter of, these are my kids and my kids are my kids, and I don't want my kids to know that I had them with a man that went out there and had all these kids. But that's just your fault. That's a problem. That's your issue. You should not allow your kids to grow up. What if your kids grow up with a medical issue and need a kidney or need a blood transfusion?
They'll deal with it then.
Something like that.
They'll deal with it then.
I mean, they got siblings out there that could possibly save their life.
They'll deal with that then.
No, I'm just saying.
When the situation comes about, they'll deal with it then. But the bottom line is that there is a reason why these parents do not want their children meeting their siblings. I understand it perfectly. I don't want my children around this woman right here because she's bad. This woman right here is a bad influence on my kids, or this man right here is a bad influence on these kids. Look, the dad could be a pimp.
It's not about the influence. It's about the issue of the siblings meeting each other. We're not talking about influence here. We're just talking about siblings knowing their siblings.
Okay. But even though
it's not about influence.
Let's say if they got to meet, right? If they have to meet, don't I have to talk to you about meeting them? Exactly. Me and you don't already get along. We don't already get along.
Why so we now don't get along? We're all adults here. Why would we not get along? And
that's why we ain't together no more, because we can't get along.
What I'm talking about, what the situation I'm talking about, and in most cases, it's not even an issue with, me not getting along with the mom or the mom. Say for instance, if my husband or my mate, who I have children with, he got other kids outside of my two children. There's absolutely no way I want my children not to know their brother or their sister.
Right.
I want them to know. I don't care nothing about getting to know the mom. Me and the mom ain't got to get along. I want my children to know each other.
Right.
I'm blessed to have had a beautiful unit. My kids know their brother. He existed before my kids came about. Why wouldn't I want my children to know their brother? I just think it's crazy.
Right.
Why talk to me, ladies. Because I know there's some women out there listening,
it sure is,
watching and listening that don't want their kids to meet the other kids, which is crazy to me.
I'm trying to tell you, some people, you just can't have your children be around. As an adult and as a parent, you must subject your children to be around people who are conducive. And again, check this out.
Ms. V.
Okay, check this out. Another thing too is that with children, your siblings may not be good. They may not be good folks to hang around. Your siblings could be terrible out there in the streets, robbing banks, beating people up, terrible in school, terrible influence to be around, period. You see what I'm saying? So for me, and for me to have my children, now they may know they have siblings, but to be hanging around them and being around them and all that kind of thing, hey, I got to monitor that. I have to monitor that just like I have to monitor every other aspect around my child.
So what does that say about you as a parent?
It's
let me finish.
Go ahead.
What does that say about you as a parent? Because I would say 85% of my bonus son's life, he wasn't inside of our house.
Right.
But he had a different attitude. He had a different mindset than my kids. However, I never, ever, it never even occurred to me to try to keep my kids away from their brother because how he acted or what he did, he acted out or whatever. I never would even think to do that.
Your level
because
of maturity.
all kids are different. Even the children that I raised myself, even though I raised them, they're different.
Your level of maturity.
My kids are different. My daughter has her personality.
Right.
My baby son has his personality. Their older brother has his personality.
Right.
They're all different. They don't all act the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to say that I would keep them, that you would keep your kids away from the other kid because of the way they act, they bad or whatever. That's crazy.
No, it ain't crazy.
No kid is perfect. All kids have their stuff. All kids have their personality. We're talking about, if you're just joining us today, we're talking about outside children and parents being responsible in making sure that they know each other.
Let's call it.
We have a caller. If you just stand by for a second. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Audrey Steele.
Hi, Audrey. This is Z. But my coworker here has a comment for Maurice, if she is.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Mo.
Yes.
Now, I've been listening to you because I work with Miss C, and I love her to death, just like we all do. But, honey, let me tell you something. I think you be talking just to be talking because that foolishness you're saying today really doesn't make sense. I have children. My ex have children. Me and my ex's wife now do not get along. But I made it a point for her children to know my children because they're siblings across the board. What goes on between the parents has nothing to do with the children.
Now, I would agree on.
My children, they're almost in the same age. I don't want my children going to school meeting this little girl and saying, oh, she's pretty and I want to date her. That's going to be my girlfriend. No, baby, that's your sister.
Right.
I don't want them to have to find out about their siblings like that. I've knocked on the door and did it. That's what a grown person's supposed to do.
Right. Now, I can agree with what you're saying 100%. Here's the problem with what you're saying, though. What's the difference in you monitoring your child hanging out with your siblings versus hanging out with them kids on the street that are just absolutely terrible for your kids to hang around? You know what they say, birds of a feather flock together?
Huh? That comes with the parenting.
Absolutely.
That comes with the parenting. I mean, my children, and I have boys, all boys, so I have to be a strong person, and I make sure they know that I don't play that foolishness when they come down and want to act stupid. I act stupid right along with them. But they have sisters, and I don't want them to be out in the street and let some little dumb boy that do act stupid disrespect their sister. They got to be able to protect them. Now, if their little girl or their brother or whatever act the fool, then that goes down to the parent, and if the absent parent is the mother or the father, then they need to put their foot down.
Well, you know what? I love what you're saying right now, but that ain't how it go down today. That ain't how it go down. And
well, that's how it's supposed to go down. I think you just be talking to hear yourself talking like this. Are you serious?
I agree with you.
I'm serious. Look, I got to keep it 100 with you. Listen, thanks for the call, caller. We really appreciate y'all. Miss B, I'm going to holler at you later on.
Okay, bye.
Take care.
I believe the caller got the right idea.
No,
I think he just be talking to the
well, I mean, listen, I happen to agree with that. But that ain't how it is in society. And this is the reason why we on the topic, because so many people feel differently about it.
That point that you're bringing up has never been the issue. A lot of what the issue is a lot of insecurity. A lot of these women, they have this thing where they think their kids are better than the other kids,
and they don't
want their children to know that they did what they did. I think a lot of it is embarrassment too.
It is.
You know, they're embarrassed. They're ashamed of themselves for going out there making products with this individual who went out there and made all these other 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 kids.
It shows that you was a hooker. You see what I'm saying?
No,
it's a whole lot of stuff. Look, man, if you got 3, 4 kids over here, and then you turn around and you got another 3, 4 kids over here, and then y'all talking about hooking all up and getting, I mean, come on now. What else is it going to show? On the male or the female side?
It doesn't mean that
it's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
Things happen.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Things happen.
Called lack of responsibility. That's what happens.
Lack of responsibility.
Exactly.
But the kids, don't make the kids suffer because you lack responsibility.
They're not suffering.
They are suffering. Do you know? Have you ever been a product of anything like that?
I don't know.
Where you have a sibling?
Well, I don't know. My mama ain't never told me that I got another brother, sister.
You never know.
And I don't know my daddy. My daddy probably got somebody.
See that?
I don't even know
your sibling?
Not at all.
Well, that's you.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I want to know my siblings.
Come on now, I'm 47 years old. Why I need to know who my siblings are now?
I want to know mine.
You know what I'm saying?
If I got some siblings out there, if you think my daddy your daddy, if you think my daddy your daddy, contact me because we need to get together. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you ain't. You serious?
No,
they call you and you be like this. Really?
If somebody called me for real, we gonna check it out. I believe in getting DNA tested and all that. I don't have no problem with it because I want to know my family. I come from a family of love and deep rooted affection. We want to know each other. We want to love each other. You know, I mean, I was separated from my siblings as a baby, and we had sets of kids. No fault of our own. We ain't had nothing to do with what my mom and dad did.
Yeah.
We ain't had nothing to do with what our parents did.
Yeah.
But when we got to a point to where we could find each other again, you would never know that there was any separation because we're all very close. We love each other and stuff like that. But I mean,
yeah, if somebody
might be some more out there. There might be some more siblings that I have out there or whatever. Some of y'all might have some siblings that's missing and you want to find them or whatever. You want to know them. No. God forbid. But don't keep, if you got kids by somebody that you didn't marry or that you divorced and they got other children, outside kids or whatever, if your mate went out there and got a baby by somebody else, while you was married to them or whatever, don't make the kids suffer. I think keep the family together, let the kids know their siblings. We don't want our kids growing up dating and marrying each other and all that.
The kids, what they don't know don't hurt them. See, if they don't know you have siblings, that can't hurt them at all. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I could have brothers and sisters right now, and I don't even know. What
you don't know does hurt.
I'm sorry.
What you don't know does
hurt. How does that
hurt.
Philosophy work? If they don't know it, how can it hurt them again?
Knowledge, because when people don't know something, what you don't know can hurt you.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
If you don't know that fire burns, and if fire burn you...
Really? Is this where we going?
Yeah, that's where we going.
That's where we going. Okay, listen. Yeah. If a child don't know that they got a brother or sister, if they don't know that, and it hasn't been told by the mother or the father, obviously that's not.
And if they end up dating each other,
well, you still don't know,
and they find out in the midst of it that they got the same parent, that will hurt very much so.
Do you know how many people right now date their sisters and brothers
and find out that they have a sibling and their parents hid it from them? That will hurt. It's very wrong.
Well, it might hurt some people, but I know people today right now that are together that are sister and brother. They're together right now. You understand what I'm saying? Doing it again. They're together right now. You see what I'm saying?
You're so sick.
So what can they do? What can they do? Tasha Brown.
That's who's up with me.
Who that is?
Tasha Brown. She wanted to know who's the co-host. The co-host is Maurice, Truth Telling Mo.
Truth Telling Mo is the name. I don't know what this Maurice character she's talking about. Truth Telling Mo is the name. What's going on with you, Tasha? Good to meet you.
Whatever. We're talking about today, if you would like to call in, that number is 704-750-4670. 5597. If you would like to call in, you have comments, you want ask some questions or whatever, feel free to call in. If you're watching via Audrey Steele Clark, or I'm sorry, SteeleMovin.com. SteeleMovin.com. You can post your comments on the chat board. I'll be glad to respond accordingly as I'm able to. So we're talking about outside kids, siblings.
They ain't got to let them know. You ain't got to do all that.
We
don't have to let them know now.
People need to know.
What they don't know won't hurt them. And then guess what? And then what they do learn, and what they do learn could also hurt them as well. You see what I'm saying? What they do learn can hurt them. You doing it again?
He picks at me because he said I get thrown off when I'm trying to read the comments on Facebook Live or on the board. So it's a distraction. I don't know. I need somebody to read them for me.
Now, look, what I'm talking about, Josh, is this. Very simple. It's very simple. We got a call.
Somebody's calling in. Stand by, please. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Audrey Steele with Steele Movin.
Good evening. Now, this is me this time.
Oh, Miss B.
Listen, Maurice, you know you my boy, but you're wrong with this one, baby. You're wrong. The children don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. Now, how dare they be kept apart? Hopefully, the people that you have your babies with are mature enough to understand that we didn't have a choice. So you keeping us away. I can tell you what, my sisters are beautiful. My brothers are fine. If they wouldn't have met, they could have met each other. What if they would have got together?
That's right.
What if they would have got together? That would have been ridiculous. So Maurice, you're not right today at all. Love you, but you're not right today, baby. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for calling.
We appreciate you calling, Ms. V.
Maurice is wrong, as usual.
Hey, look, y'all call it what you want to call it, but and then let me tell you this right here. And then you say you talking about some of your siblings dating, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, now when your siblings dating, they've already been dating. What you think they're gonna do when they find out they siblings? Do you think they leave each other?
Yeah, they don't leave each other.
No,
that's disgusting.
There's plenty of people that's dating right now that are siblings, sisters and brothers. You've seen it.
No,
you all watch this stuff all the time.
No, I haven't.
Wow.
No, I haven't. Where you been?
Oh my God! I've been right here. I've been right here dealing with Earth.
What kind of family you got?
Right here dealing with Earth.
That's in your family.
No, it's not in my family.
We're gonna do a show on incest.
And you can. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Matter of fact, a few of your listeners right now are involved in it. Oh yeah, and if they're honest about it, they'll tell you. Oh yeah, they'll tell you now. They got to keep it 100. Now listen, we are truth teller up here. Okay, I don't know who this place is talking about. We got to get it down.
Donnetta said that's nasty.
Well, it is nasty. It is nasty. But the bottom line is it happens. And it happens every day. Y'all know the reason why that makes America great is because we have all different forms of characters that are out here in this world. We got all different forms.
Tasha said her first cousin was almost her first.
Yeah.
Because people don't bring kids around.
And Tasha, I appreciate your honesty on that.
Getting to know each other.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty on that, Tasha. I'm going to tell you this right here. When you experience those types of things, and then like you say, they was almost your first. Go ahead and keep it real. So look here, I'm just kidding, John. Go ahead, I'm just kidding, John. I'm just kidding. But look, just like you found out. Now, how did you find out before you was able to get in the groove? I'm just curious as to how it is you found. Tasha, if you get a chance, call us up. I would like to find out, how did you know, or how did you pick up on this was your first cousin before you got in the groove? Because obviously, if it was about to be your first, you all were obviously dating. You were dating and seeing each other, right? So what happened in the process that made you realize, or made them realize, that y'all first cousins? I mean, how did that conversation go down? You getting ready to make it happen? Y'all getting ready to do the do? Wait a minute. Girl, you look like my cousin. Wait a minute. Maybe you my cousin. Let's check. Ancestry.com. Let's get on there and see. I mean, come on now, Tasha. Holler at a player. Let me know what the dealio is. I would love to know how that transpired. And if it's too personal, I understand that too. I can respect that. But that's good. You understand what I'm saying? If that was almost a first, how did it go down?
I would like
feel
to
what I'm
know.
saying?
Talk to us, Todd.
That would be interesting. I would love for the call the show. Give it a number again.
But that's a
Give it a
clear
number again.
example of what happens when families don't communicate. The number, Tosh, is 704-750-5597. 704-750-5597. Really would love to hear from you. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So much of that has happened though. One of my cousins.
But it's great. That's great how they call it, right?
Found out that she's cousins with somebody, but they had already knew what was going on. But it was like almost a refusal of breaking it off because they liked each other so much. That's disgusting to me. I just can't.
Well, I mean, come on. Now, why is it disgusting?
I can't with that. And family, kissing cousins.
But that's just how you were raised.
It's not about how I was raised. It's more about what's within me.
But they had already gotten the groove. They was already doing their groove thing. They was already involved, and and what happened when they found out about it, they wanted to continue to see each other.
Not I.
Right.
Maybe that's Tosh.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
You on the air with Audrey Steele. Go ahead. It's coming across real jiggity jaggedy.
Hey, is this Tasha?
Hey, Jonathan.
There you go.
There you go. How you doing, darling?
I am good. Listen, y'all got me in between leaving work and going home. Need to go to work. And I must have something to voice for. What's going on, lady?
Hey, nothing.
Hey, we making it happen.
Tell us how that thing went down with you.
Listen, moteling that mess. Everybody needs to know who their siblings are. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Listen, my story is long. I'm gonna try to break it down and make it as quick as possible.
Appreciate that.
So I grew up without knowing who my dad, or I didn't know my dad. I knew who he was. I knew I had a brother, but I didn't know about anybody else, right?
Right.
As a teenager, met a guy growing up. We were cool. Almost slept together, Mo. I was hanging with a friend, spent the weekend with her. Her dad, a pastor, came home. She had a friend, and my cousin, who I didn't know, was the friend. I was with him in one room. She was with the other one in another room. Pastor came home. They flew out the window. End of that. They didn't want to date us no more because they found out we preach kids, right?
Right.
Years later, here I am, 19. My father passed, and the family called my mother. We were in church mode. She said, "Come on, let's go." She took me to my grandmother's house. Guess who answered the door?
Your
The
brother.
boy.
My cousin.
Your cousin.
Wow.
We looked at each other, and now keep in mind, we had seen each other after that,
Right.
and we became cool. We kissed. When I tell you, it was almost my first sexual encounter.
Wow.
Now, had I known my father, I would have known that was my cousin.
Right.
Had I known my siblings, I would have met my cousin.
Right.
So everything happens, or in this case, does not happen for a reason.
That's right.
But listen, it is very, very vital, if at all costs, at all possible, children need to know who their siblings are. There's too much going on in the world today. There's a lot of, you are absolutely right. I'm sure there's a lot of incest, knowing and not knowing, going on today. And it shouldn't be.
Now, just
listen, on the flip side to that, not knowing my dad and my siblings, I eventually found my family. And they're like my favorite cousin.
Wow.
But that was years later. Listen, my favorite female cousin, Nicole Smith, I didn't know her growing up.
Right.
Found her because I knew her mother. I knew of her mother, and I had met my aunt once, and she looked just like her mother. Came in to do a job application at my job in 1999, February.
Okay.
And I kept staring at her, y'all. Never seen her in my life.
Wow.
But she looked that much like her mother. So, long story short, yes, I almost slept with my cousin, but I also made a great story about it because I met my family.
That's awesome.
Right.
Now, Tasha, just out of curiosity,
I met my family.
just hear me right quick. Hear me right quick, Tasha, and tell me why it is that you think they kept that away from you. Because we're just curious to find out why would they keep it away from you.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be open and honest. I don't know who's listening. My mother dated a a married man, period.
Right. And she was embarrassed about it.
I wouldn't necessarily say embarrassed. It just didn't work out to where, because my grandmother knew
Right.
who I was. Grandmother loved Mama. I was 13 years old when my godmother, who moved in with us, said, I don't know why your mother won't take you to meet your grandmother. She's a wonderful person. My godmother took me to meet my grandmother, my father's mother, but my father was never there. That was 13 years old. I still didn't know my dad.
Right.
But I knew who my grandmother was. A wonderful lady.
Wow.
So it could have been, to answer your question, Mo, it could have been embarrassment. I probably would have been if it were me.
Right.
But and like I said, I don't know who's listening, but I'm just telling the truth.
It's a beautiful testament.
That's how.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Tasha. Thank you so much for the call. I really appreciate those. Those are really, really valid points there. Very valid points. Thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it. And I get your tail at work.
No problem.
Thanks,
Tosh. Later, Audrey.
Love you. Listen.
I love you too, Bob.
Bye-bye. Listen, we're talking about it today. A lot of you have very valid points. Yolanda says she know her sister and there's no half. And they all treat each other like one. And that's how it should be. That Tasha just gave a beautiful testament of how now that she knows her family, they're her favorite cousins.
Right. Now, based on what y'all saying, they all should get together and meet their siblings and so forth. Well, based on that alone and so many wonderful things happening, right?
Yes.
Why is it that these folks won't do that?
I don't understand. I mean,
there's tons of people that don't do it.
There's tons of people that won't do it.
Yeah, that won't do it. And see, and based on, these great stories that I'm hearing, shoot, I might need to check to see if I got something out there.
You know
what I'm saying? No, I'm too old and I ain't got time for it now. But
I've got to, just be a little bit transparent here. We found out in my adult years that there's a sibling somewhere. And, to no fault of our own, we have no way to contact this individual. Because of the years, my father has lost the information. He don't know where she is. He don't know how to contact. It was so many years ago. And it breaks my heart to know that I got a sibling out there that I don't even know.
Wow.
So it's very vital. Who knows? I could be, I could meet and date a nephew because she's considerably a lot older than me.
Right.
And you could date your nephew or, whatever, or, have dealings with people. I might have met her and crossed her path and didn't even know that was my sister.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough situation. The children don't ask to come here. They don't ask to come here, but they have a right to know who their family is. You have a right to know who your dad is, who your mom is, or where you really come from. We got so many family issues, people having kids and giving the kids away to the auntie or giving the kids away to a cousin, and you grow up thinking that cousin really is your mom, but then the family secrets and stuff come out to find out that's really your cousin that you thought was your mom, and your who you thought were your siblings are actually your second cousins. And we just need to kill this stuff. We need to be honest off the gate. I think when we honest with kids, because kids can handle a whole lot more than we give them credit for.
So honestly, what I'm hearing is that forget all the stuff forget the secrets. Go ahead and bring them secrets out.
Leave them family secrets alone because it hurt people.
So what you're saying is that for the sakes of the children and you getting to know your siblings, you need to go ahead and say, hey, listen, I went ahead and sexed your granddaddy a while back. That's what you need to say. That's what you're trying to say. You need to go ahead and be honest and say, yo, you know what? Back in the day, I had an affair with your uncle. That's what you're trying to say.
We ain't even talking about the incest-ish part.
Okay, so
we're talking about
just I had an affair. Period.
I had an affair. I got
some more folks outside of here.
Or you a product of this and that, and me and your daddy never got married, but your dad, who you've been calling your daddy, really ain't your daddy.
Oh, okay.
You got other siblings out there somewhere.
So blow the secret is basically what you're saying.
I don't think you should have family secrets.
Blow
I really
the secret.
don't, because they hurt. They do way more damage.
So
I've seen it in my own family where cousins have thought their daddy was their daddy, and then they grew up and then realized that the man they thought was their daddy really ain't their daddy. and then they found out they have other siblings by another man, and you know, it's crazy. The damage that it did to one of my cousins was severe.
Wow.
I mean, she got on drugs and she got out there. She just rebelled. I mean, who knows what she was dealing with all her childhood? Who knows? You know, because even though the father knew that he was never her daddy,
right?
He treated her different. You know, she was treated different than the other kids,
right?
And she never knew why. You know,
okay.
And then to find out that the man that she thought was her daddy is not her daddy, and now she got all these other siblings out there somewhere. That did some mental damage.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
It did some damage to her.
It did. It really did.
Okay. So basically then, what you're saying is that forget all the secrets. Go ahead and let the secrets out the bag for the sake of you getting to know your siblings. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you serious right
I'm
now?
Very serious.
You know how long
and
they
the
keep
majority
these
of
secrets?
my viewers agree with me.
Oh my goodness! So y'all saying, you know, even though you don't slept around, you don't slept with 3 and 4 different people, what you're trying to say is that you go ahead and let these folks know, hey, listen, I made a mistake back in the day. I slept around. I've had some babies, and now y'all have some brothers and sisters that I really need y'all to meet. That's pretty much what you're saying.
That's exactly.
Let those secrets out is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's a great thing if they're willing to do that. If they're willing to do that, but so many people are not willing to do that, which is why it is we have this epidemic.
How would you feel if your daughter, because you got one daughter, right?
Right.
How would you feel if you got another son out there somewhere that nobody ever told you about,
right.
but he's out there, and your daughter meets him, and they go to the same college, they meet in college or
right.
whatever, and they start dating, and she gets pregnant by him, and the baby comes out retarded or something
right.
wrong with it, or mentally handicapped or whatever as a result of their union or whatever.
I would imagine that would be disheartening.
Yes.
I would imagine that would be disheartening.
Can you imagine the damage that would do not only to your daughter, but to the child?
I would imagine that it would be disheartening. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with
that's
that.
what we're talking about today. I'm trying to understand what is wrong with a lot of these ghetto-minded, ignorant-minded folk. Especially a lot of these young mamas. I don't get it.
Right.
You had a baby by a dude that's out there philandering around with other girls. He got other kids.
Right.
Okay. Let them kids know each other. You ain't got to be friends with the mama. Don't be worried about him kicking it with the woman, because if you that insecure, you ain't got no real relationship anyway.
Right.
If you worried about him going back to the baby mama and all that, forget all that foolishness. Consider the children. Consider the fact that your kids have a right to know their family. Consider the fact that, they don't have a voice because they're children. And so they can't speak on their own behalves. They can't say, well, they don't even know the questions to ask. Mama, do I have any other siblings out there somewhere? A child wouldn't even ask that question.
Right, that's true. And they wouldn't.
And you have to be the voice for your kids. You have to be the responsible person to make that decision for your kids. Let's
correct.
make it right for the kids' sake.
Well, you can make it right for the kids' sake, but those secrets out there are tremendous.
Yeah, they're tremendous.
I mean, they're tremendous secrets. So, for you to just go out there and say, hey, you know what, open it up like that, good gracious alive.
Hey,
that's tremendous.
It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but people got to get real with their reality.
Right.
It's a reality. You just got to come clean with it.
Right.
Just be honest. We've all done some things that we're not proud of. We've
right.
all done stuff that we really don't want nobody to know that we did.
Exactly.
For the sake of the kids, I'm just gonna go ahead and release that.
Oh wow, that's pretty good. That's admirable. I want to thank everybody who is I guess astute enough, mature enough to actually let go of your secrets that you've done 10 and 15 years ago for the sake of the children meeting your other siblings. That is a wonderful thing. I want to give you a high five with doing that. Although I know not many of you gonna do that. You and I both know that. So I mean, that's the reason why so many of them are hidden right now. That's crazy.
People will do it. People will do it.
You think they'll do it?
They'll do it.
Let's do a campaign then. Let's do a campaign. Everybody that's got siblings out there out of wedlock, your mama's done had 6, 7, or 12 kids, let's stand up and tell somebody. How you did it?
It ain't, and it's not even necessarily the mamas. It's the daddies. Most cases.
I'm agree with that.
Fathers.
I will agree with that.
The daddy when he got a bunch of kids out there,
right?
You know, and you know, I think it's very important. I applaud the women that try to fix it. I applaud the women that try to make a difference in getting to know, allowing your children to get to know their siblings. So, you know, I mean,
hey, that's what they do, right?
Yeah, I applaud you. It takes a lot of gut.
It does.
It takes a lot of gut because, you know, people are so full of pride, you know. They're so full of pride. Now, I'm too proud. I ain't letting nobody know that. I ain't letting my kids know that I did this and that. Well, daddy ain't around anyway.
They should.
So they know something ain't right. They know that they're not a product of a marriage.
Right.
They know that something had popped off. You know, I didn't just come here.
Now, what's wrong with keeping them in the dark?
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with keeping them in the dark? If they don't know that they have a brother or sister, what's wrong with keeping them in the dark? How does that harm them?
Stories just like Tasha's.
Yes, stories just like Tasha's. And if they never know, then, you know, they never know. Like, I'm sure there are plenty of folks out there right now that know they probably hang out with their brother, sister. Now, you know, folks kind of get a little curious if you're really looking like somebody. You know, they get a little curious. If they really looking like somebody, you know, they'll get a little curious and so forth.
But what about the people that are parts of a family where everybody seems to look alike, but you the one that don't look like nobody?
Exactly.
You're like, wait a minute now.
It might not be my daddy.
I don't look like none of y'all.
I know a young lady that's on the phone with me right now. Has got sisters don't look nothing like her. Nothing. When I tell you nothing like her.
Gotta be so loud.
Am I loud already?
I declare he loud. Ain't he loud? Y'all?
I ain't loud. Look, don't even try. You look. My meter say I ain't loud.
You know, Donella says it's wrong. You need to tell them.
You need to tell them.
You need to tell them.
Keep it 100 with them.
Keep it 100.
Let them know what's good.
Yes.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Forget the secrets. All these years.
You like secrets?
Listen.
People that love secrets to me that are very dishonest.
I think everyone. I think everyone has
character.
Secrets that they're gonna take to their grave that they ain't gonna tell nobody now. I think everybody has them. How you want to look at it?
I don't have nothing
everybody
that I
has
haven't
them.
told people.
Really?
Nothing.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I'm
I got
just
plenty.
transparent like that.
I got
to free myself,
Lord,
and I can't live with me knowing that I done did dirt and I don't tell it.
Well,
I just can't.
Well, I got plenty. I got plenty of them. I ain't told.
I'm sure.
And going to the grave.
But he's so truth telling Mo.
I am. If you ask a question, I'm gonna tell you now. If you ask me something, if you ask a question, I'll tell you now. But if they never ask a certain question that I don't have to ask, I'm not gonna volunteer the information now. That don't make no sense.
But what if you think a person deserved to know it?
If they deserve to know, then I probably will tell.
Yeah.
If they deserve to know it, like my daughter. I mean, I love my daughter very much.
If you had a son out there,
if I had a son out there, I absolutely would tell my daughter. Absolutely.
Okay. Then what are you babbling on about?
What do you mean? I'm saying there's many people who don't. What I'm trying to figure out is why don't those people know it? There are people who are just like what I'm saying, who are just like what I'm trying to say. They don't tell them. They don't want them to know. Why is it that they don't?
Yeah, I mean,
you feel what I'm saying?
I mean, I got my boy Isaiah watching. Isaiah, you can chime in on this subject. We're talking about outside kids, children from other women, maybe that people may have had, or other men they may have had. Whose responsibility is it to bring the children together? Whose responsibility is it to bring the siblings together?
Right.
Should they know each other? Do we want them to know each other? Is it important? These are issues that we see every day. I believe that children should know each other. Siblings ought to know who their siblings are. You know, if you got 2, 3, 5, 6, 12 other siblings by your dad, your biological father, you need to know your siblings.
It's a reason for family reunions.
It's a reason for that. Hi, Felicia. She can attest to that. Children need to know their siblings. They need to know. It's not fair to the kids. The kids did not ask to come here. They did not ask to come here. But if they got 10 and 12 other siblings, or 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, they deserve to know who their siblings are. They deserve to know their family. They deserve to know where they come from. They deserve to know their fathers, their grandparents. They need to know their kids.
I wish somebody could call the show right now that is against telling those kids that they have siblings.
Is anybody against it? We want to hear from those that
don't
agree with it. That number is 704 What is 704-750-5597. 704-750-5597. I'm getting a little tongue tied.
One more time.
704-750-5597.
Praise the Lord. Good gracious. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got that thing down, Pat.
They all agree with me. Mm-hmm. Everybody is agreeing with me.
Exactly.
Thank you.
They don't like to agree. They don't like to disagree with you.
But everybody got sense. Most people got sense. That's why they agree with me. Mm-hmm. This dude be tripping.
Status quo. That's all y'all doing.
That's exactly what I said, brother Isaiah. You'll end up dating each other. And we had a really good story. Tasha called in and told her story about how
that was a great story.
How her first cousin was almost her first because she didn't know her father's people. She didn't know that side of her family. Nobody had ever introduced her to her people, so she didn't know. It's important.
Right.
It's very important. You need to know your roots. You need to know your siblings. You need to know where you come from. You need to know your grandparents. You need to know your aunties and uncles and first and second, third cousins. You need to know.
You should know.
And some people are sick. Yeah, they are. I don't know if you mean that in a sarcastic kind of way.
But why would it be that if why would it be considered sick?
It might need a blood transfusion. You might need a kidney. You might need somebody might be the perfect match for your, whatever you need.
A donor.
You need
a bone marrow.
Yeah.
Bone marrow transplant, anything. Huh?
Yeah, anything.
I feel you. I mean, I get what you're saying. I get it. But I would just really like to understand the reasons as to why people don't.
I don't understand it because a lot of women are like, that ain't your place. It's not. What do you think that the baby mama? Do you think it's the responsibility of the baby's mom to tell the sibling to introduce their kids to their siblings, or is it the responsibility of the father?
It's both responsibility. It should be both responsibility.
I think it's everybody's responsibility. Right.
It should be
all adults involved,
depending upon what kind of secret you're trying to take.
Oh, but depending on the relationship. If you and the baby's father don't have a good relationship, he's not gonna want to hear nothing that you got to say about introducing your kids to the other kids. He ain't want to hear that. He's not gonna communicate with you properly.
He shouldn't want to
about that.
You want to be peaceful.
If you don't have a good relationship, so I say reach out to the other people. To the baby's mamas.
Wow.
Now be prepared to get rejected. Be prepared to be rejected because women's silly. Some of them real stupid.
And then after the rejection happens, what happens?
Yeah, it's the parents' responsibility. But if the parents are not getting along, whose responsibility is it?
Who gonna do it?
Who gonna do it? Who's gonna make that happen? That's what we're talking about today.
Hey, look, if the secret is too tough,
750-5597.
If the secret is too tough,
hey, it shouldn't be too tough. We're talking about siblings. We're talking about family. We're talking about love here.
But the secret could be too tough.
The purpose of bringing them together is for love, man. The sake of love.
Right. Is anybody gonna call that don't want their siblings to meet their other ones? Can anybody call? Just one person. That's all. You don't even have to give your name. Just tell us your story right quick.
I don't think people are gonna do that. I think most people agree with us.
Because everybody on here agreeing that they should meet their siblings. So you don't made the people that really don't agree with it.
I ain't made the people nothing.
They don't agree with it.
Own opinion.
They don't agree with it.
People are grown.
Oh, please. They love to agree with you.
No.
Your folks love to agree with you.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is. They love to agree with you.
They agree with me because they're smart.
Oh, God.
They're wise, see.
Oh, my goodness. You see what I'm talking about? They love to agree with you.
No.
But you know what? It's going to come a time, though, where they're going to have to get it together and say to themselves, you know what? I really do understand now why these siblings shouldn't meet each other. It's going to come a time.
No.
Because you got to realize there's so many people that are not doing it. Why is it? Why?
Because people are full of pride and they're ashamed.
They're ashamed.
It's silly. It's pride. I think it's just foolish pride. And ashaming themselves. Like, I don't want nobody to know. Especially like if it's a situation where the man is married and he's got a wife and now he went out there and got kids with somebody else outside of the wife or whatever. That's a bad situation. But it's the truth.
It is.
It's the truth. It's reality.
It is reality.
It's what we have to really,
But why do I have to let my kids know that I was a dog? Why do I have to do that? Well, I got to let my kids know I was the dog.
If that's what you
I was
are,
terrible.
that's what you are. If you a dog, be true.
And
to
I'm
your
trying to
dogism.
instill values and morals into them now. What
Be
I
true
did back
with
in
your
the day.
dogism.
Yeah, but I'm trying to instill values in them now. I want them to be a better person
if
than
you're
what I
trying to-
was back in the
If
day.
you're trying to instill values in them now, then what better example to show your kids to say that I'm going to be honest about my past?
Because they can
in
look
order
at
to
me.
be in check with your present, you got to deal with that past.
They
Be
can look at
honest.
me at that point and say, hey, listen, if they try to start going down in that path, all they can do is look me right in my face and say, well, you did it.
Hey, the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Okay, then. So, but see, if they don't
but
know,
even if you don't
and I'm
tell
trying
them,
to instill those things, they can't say that.
generational curses don't have nothing to do with what you say.
What?
It don't have nothing to do with what you say. The spirit of the thing is going to stay in the family anyway. You got to deal with that stuff.
Regardless, though, I can still try to instill those values. But see, it's very difficult for mom. Just like moms got to do with their kids right now. Moms have to tell their kids right now. You know, you know she was a hoe. You know she was a hoe, right? But she can't be telling the kids, look, baby, I was a hoe. You understand that?
Some
she
parents
can't do that.
Some parents
No,
do.
they don't. They don't just tell their kids.
I'm honest with my kids about my past.
So so
The
just
stuff
in case,
that I've done
just
in
in
my
case
past,
you were.
I have told my kids.
So you'd have told your kids, not saying that you were, but you would have told your kids, look, babies, I was a hoe.
I would have told them.
You'd have.
Straight
Lord,
up,
have
I would
mercy.
have told them. That's just me though. I'm honest. I'm the real truth teller. He ain't. I'm the real truth teller. I'm real with mine.
Goodness. You real
I'm
with
real
it.
with mine. Maurice ain't real.
No, I'm real with it.
talking.
What you mean? If somebody asks me a question, I'm going to answer the question. But I'm not going to offer no information on my own. That's not what's going
When
to
it
happen.
comes to your children, I think you should tell them, because what if those stories come up to haunt you? Mama, that, you did that?
Yeah, I'll
Oh my
address
God.
it then. You're going to find that out on your
No,
own. But I have to
no.
address it then. I don't
Tell
volunteer
your
no
stuff
info.
now.
No, I ain't
So
volunteering
that
no
way can't
info.
nobody hold nothing over your head.
Nope, that ain't
I'm
going
free.
down. We are not
Real
volunteering no
freedom,
information.
Real freedom, real liberty is honesty. When you can be honest with yourself about your past, your present, and then you have a better future. You have better opportunity for a better future. Can't nobody hold nothing over on Audrey Steele Clark. Okay? Can't nobody hold nothing over my head because I done told it already. I done told my dirt, so it don't matter.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
yes.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Let
yes.
me use my high five on that.
Oh,
That's
yes.
awesome right there.
I stay free.
No,
honey.
you gonna have to ask me a question and
I
then I
stay
have to
free.
answer you. But
I
I ain't
stay free.
I ain't volunteering
I
all
keeps
the
it
information.
100. 100. I don't live my life in fear of my past. I don't hold secrets because from my experience growing up, I saw how secrets hurt. How secrets hurt people. How secrets about my mother, secrets about my father, secrets about my family hurt me. I would never do that to my children.
There are a lot of kids out there that would be very upset if I start talking about what I've done back in the day. You know, there's a lot of kids out there who would be.
Him and this telephone.
Oh, don't even try your little broke up thing. You have to hit it every 2 minutes. You got to hit it every 2 minutes. Hang out on now. But they'll be upset. They'll be upset. So no, ain't no need to be volunteers. They find out, I'll address it then.
Well, you know, we've talked about it today. I want to say thank you to all of you who tuned in today. Thank you for your honest comments. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for watching. Those of you that watch via the web. Oh, we had some stuff going on. I didn't get a chance to even point out some of the comments. Somebody said it was pure ignorance when adults put their feelings into it and not allow the children to meet. It's not their fault. They were born, but it's the adult's responsibility to let it be known. Thank you, Aisha. I apologize for not.
That's maturity. That's maturity right there.
Comment out there, but
that's maturity.
That's true. And you know, at the end of the day, we love our kids. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. We want to keep our families intact. I believe if you just be honest and tell the truth, parents, share your children with their siblings. Let them know each other. Get past your own emotional insecurities or pride or whatever it is that's keeping you from allowing your kids to meet or whatever. Let's get past that. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, keep on moving. Love and peace, and I'll see you next time.
She said, "Be honest and tell the kids."
It's vote day. Hope you got out there and voted. It's gonna close at 7:30. The polls are closing.
Tell the kids to go vote.
Tell your children to go vote. God bless. He's crazy, y'all. Play that song. Play us out.
Play us out. Play us out.
Keep on moving.
Gotta keep on.